Timeout!
Hi everybody, welcome to Timeout. I'm Tom and I have no idea where to start because there was an amazing weekend of high school football. It wasn't actually the full weekend, it's mainly Thursday and Friday night. So I'm going to throw an imaginary dart. No, I didn't have an imaginary dart, I was just pretending. And I'm going to land on Wayne beating Boone Central Newman Grove 34-30 to improve to 2-0 on the year. If you remember last year, O'Neill's first real signature win came against Boone Central Newman Grove. People thought, these Eagles are for real. They went on to win a state championship. Now, I'm not predicting at this point in the year that Wayne is going to go on to win a state championship because they beat Boone Central Newman Grove, but it was a big win for the Blue Devils. Another team that kind of started under the radar but could be well within the center of the radar by the end of the season is Clearwater-Orchard. They were 2-7 last year, qualified for the playoffs, but an 8-man team that returns 9 starters on both sides of the ball. You had 9 starters. So that's like a luxury of depth that not a lot of teams have. Among those starters are 2 quarterbacks, Blake Hope, Chris Kester. They kind of rotate in and out. Both of them are very capable. They combine for 208 passing yards and 84 rushing yards in a win over St. Mary's this week. And they also are able to catch the ball and to run the ball and to probably polish the ball on the sideline and maybe pump it up with air if it needs it. But where it all really kind of ticks for this Clearwater-Orchard team, Creston Birchinger. He ran for 64 yards, had 92 receiving yards, 3 total touchdowns. The kid is quick, the kid is powerful, the kid is strong, the kid is tough, and the kid is full of goals, as Coach Jeff Shabram told me.
These guys have some lofty goals, and I probably better not talk about it here, online, but they've got some lofty goals, and that's good because they're going to push themselves each day at practice. So
now, as far as attaining those goals, reaching those goals, this is what Creston said.
Now, we just got to keep improving. All the little mistakes, we just got to fine-tune and tune in and keep going.
All right, that's all I have. You have anything else?
No, sir, thank you. Ow.
2 teams that weren't off the radar to start the year, but the game was definitely off the radar at halftime, Oakland-Craig and Battle Creek. Oakland-Craig ends up winning 27-24 in overtime. At halftime, you thought there's no way this thing's going to overtime. OC led 21-0. They had just about added a touchdown at the end of the half that would have put them up 28-0 at halftime, but their drive stalled out at the 5-yard line. Battle Creek then 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, all via Ty Hymas to Stonecraft. God, I love that name! Stonecraft, who had an amazing game defensively. He was all over the place. Kid had a great game. Scored the game-tying touchdown with 54 seconds left. That was then followed up Weston Johnson with a spinning 2-point conversion run. Then in overtime, Battle Creek kicks a field goal to go ahead. Oakland-Craig comes back when Evan Reinert gets his 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, a 1-yard quarterback sneak. He ended the game with 334 yards of total offense, and Coach Joe Anderson said that the biggest thing about his quarterback is his toughness.
I tell you what, he's a tough kid, and he like I said, I was really proud of him there, especially in overtime. Whereas things didn't look very good. He's kind of just willed his way in there, made some good reads while things were covered, but that's his job.
And he had to dig extra deep into that toughness for that final yard of the game. But when he crossed the end zone, it sure did feel good.
I was just laying there. I was like, all the guys on top of me. I'm like, before I could even get up, I'm screaming my lungs off. And I get up, and I think I might have ran into the ref a little bit, but I was just overwhelmed.
A couple other quick notes before we go. Lutheran High Northeast is now 2-0 on the year. They've outscored their first 2 opponents 108-20 after a 43-0 win over Twin River. Karel Kolmus, 155 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. His first 2 games as an Eagle have been rather impressive. This week, a little bit stiffer of a challenge for Lutheran High Northeast. They're at Shelby Rising City, a team that had beaten the same Twin River team they beat on Friday night, 54-7. Norfolk Catholic, another team that's not under the radar. The Knights have a very good running back combination, and they showed up on Friday night in a win over Columbus Lakeview. Evan Smith, Dylan Couts combined for 333 yards rushing, and a big bonus, 3rd quarter touchdown run by Nate Brungarts. Looked like he started to get comfortable running this offense, and that sophomore quarterback, as the season progresses, will be a big part of where the Knights can go. And one more thing before we look to next week. Did you see Clay Teal's catch? Yeah, the Clearwater-Orchard senior, a one-handed catch during the win over St. Mary's. Just look at it. Don't know how many one-handed catches there will be this week, but if you get one, send it to me. Boone Central Newman Grove has a big game this week trying to bounce back at O'Neill. Why not at Humphrey St. Francis? Always a big game in Class D2. Randolph and Bloomfield, likewise a big game in Class D2. Both teams have started the year off undefeated, as have Crofton and Oakland-Craig. Crofton travels to Oakland, and Wahoo is at Norfolk Catholic. But there are lots of big games this week. We'll talk about a lot of them next week, and maybe there'll be a few more surprises we can discuss. Until then, make sure that you keep your soap in a dish and never close your eyes and tell your mom that you don't love her on Tuesday afternoons, because she'll get really upset and she'll put you in a pen with a dog and a pig. I'm Tom Behmer.